Okay. So do you want to go first? How do you want to do this?
Okay, yeah, you go first. Introduce yourself and just kind of like tell your story, and then I'll do mine.
Okay. So, my name is Savannah. I'm a double diamond with It Works, and I started this pretty much exactly 2 years ago. So, last March, February or March, they announced like these $20,000 bonuses for going diamond, $30,000 bonuses for going double. And I was a ruby the month before that. And so I had no idea what I was doing. I just knew that I desperately needed $20,000. So I went for it. And then they announced that it was like extended for the next month of March. And so I went and got the $30,000 bonus too. And so I'm still working toward triple. Like that's been like over a year now. But I'm constantly like building my team and helping other people promote too. So I don't know if that kind of sums it up.
That's totally awesome.
Okay. And I mean, like originally, like I got into this business, y'all, for like $200 a month. Like it's just absolutely crazy because, like y'all probably all know Courtney Bohr, but I had no idea what It Works was. I had no idea what the wrap was or anything, and I found her on Instagram, and I saw her making like $17,000 a month, and so I was like, okay, if she can do that, I can make $200 a month. And that's really what I needed because I was working full time, going to school full time, and I just desperately needed about $200 to pay my bills and everything. And so it completely replaced my full income, and so this is what I do now.
Awesome. So you don't work?
No, not anymore. It's been like, oh my gosh, it's been over a year since I quit my job. So,
what did you used to do before this?
I worked in retail, and I go to school right now, but I went to school to get my real estate license, and I was super excited about doing that. And it was just one of those things where like I kind of had like an epiphany, and I realized how much money I can make from this and how life-changing this can be. And so like I don't even like use my real estate license or anything like that because this is just so much better.
Awesome. That is amazing. So it took you how long to do this? What'd you say? How long?
Like to promote or
to not work anymore?
Okay, so I joined in May of 2015, and then I went diamond in the next February. And so I went ruby like, I guess it was like 2 months after I joined. And then I just kind of like sat there for a little while because, I was working full time. I was going to school full time, but that was kind of just like an excuse because I didn't realize what I was capable of until like I had that bonus in front of me. And so then that February I went diamond, and then the following month I went March, but in February I quit my job because I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm focusing on this. And so, it's been a while.
Awesome. Okay, so for those of y'all who don't know me, my name is Kori Uchida. I am a diamond and working towards double. Before this business, I was a waitress at Texas Roadhouse, and I had been one for 3.5 years. And then I went to school to be a dental assistant, which cost me a lot of money. And then I saw my friend, while I was in school, I saw my friend Taylor posting on Facebook about like It Works and stuff, and it kind of piqued my interest. I kept seeing her post about hair, skin, and nails. She was like obsessed with hair, skin, and nails. So I actually, she worked at Roadhouse with me, and so I asked her about hair, skin, and nails first. I just asked her how much it was, and she kind of told me. And then the next day I like went home and I did so much research, and just the fact that because I watched her for 3 months before I even asked her about hair, skin, and nails. And so I just watched her. I watched her get, at the time, there was a $1,000 Ruby bonus. So I watched her get that. And when she got that, it just made me open my eyes. So I researched and researched. I watched so many videos. And then the next day, I'm sure she thought I was going to come tell her that I wanted to buy the hair, skin, and nails. but I told her that I wanted to join her team. And I joined on July 15th of 2016. And gotta look. Okay, so I joined in July. So I went Ruby in September, and I got the $500 Ruby bonus. And then in October, I went Emerald, and I got the $1,000 Emerald bonus. And then I was working towards Diamond for 4 months. And then finally I forget which month, finally in March of this year, I went Diamond, and I got the $10,000 bonus. So basically, I just hit the ground running. I just saw what this business could do, and I just did it. When I first signed up, I was actually moving states. I moved from Texas to Tennessee, and we moved on July 31st. So I signed up on July 15th, and I still managed to go Ruby within 2 months, and then Emerald within 3 months. So I was just I just saw the vision. I wanted to do this. I didn't want to work. I wanted to pay back my school loans that I spent on everything. And I was just this is what I'm going to do. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be great. So I've just been running ever since I started. So now I am 9 months into the business, and I'm hoping to go double within the next couple of months. So I'm hoping to hit double right at my 1 year mark.
So, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
So you still work right now, right?
Yes. I have completely replaced my income, but what I make as a dental assistant, I make the exact same with It Works. But right now, we live in a really crappy apartment, so I'm just trying to really save up. So I'm still doing both right now, but something really exciting is that I used to work 5 days a week, and I just went down to 4. I asked the boss if I could go down one day so I could have a day for myself, and he said yes. So I'm going to start working 4 days a week now, and then I'll eventually tell him, okay, how about 2 days? How about 1 day? Okay, how about I'm done?
Yeah, I'm gone.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of saving up right now, which is really amazing because I don't even really use the money that I make from the dental office. I only use my It Works card. So I'm just saving, and I'm just so excited about my bank account, which is amazing. I don't have any credit card debts. The only thing I want to pay off is my school loans. But the thing is I'm only 21, so I don't even have a credit card. So what I'm doing is I'm just planning for the future. I'm just putting all of this money that I'm making away, and because I feel like that's wise.
Yes, that's so cool. And I also feel like that goes to show that no matter how busy you are, you're still working full time, you're a diamond, you're working on going double diamond, you don't have to quit your job,
Mm-hmm.
It's not something where you have to invest all of your time in order to be successful with this. So I think that's really cool. Okay. So do you want me to just ask you one of our questions, and then we can just go back and forth, or?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So how do you get your audience to continuously engage in your posts?
So what I do, if y'all don't know already, I'm sure Savannah's a great leader and has told y'all, but Facebook has an algorithm. So I have 2,000 friends on Facebook, but I probably only see the same 40 people's posts over and over again. So what I'll do is if I start to notice that my posts aren't really getting a lot of reaction, likes or comments or something like that, I will dig through my friends list, and I will find people that I don't normally see on my timeline, and I'll just interact with a whole bunch of their posts. I'll just like a whole bunch, I'll comment on a whole bunch, and I'll make sure that I'm following them, because a lot of people I'm not even following, and I didn't do it, Facebook did it, but so if you're not getting a lot of interaction on your posts, the first thing I would say is to just make sure that you are interacting with your other friends so that they will actually see your posts in their timeline. The other thing I do is to make my posts pretty personal. I don't really ever use those posts that It Works makes for us. because everybody has seen those already. Like, I want to kind of stand out and be different to my audience, because in no way is this business saturated, but I'm sure they have several people on their Facebook that sell It Works. So you want to stand out and be different and make them want to buy from you versus another distributor, because you stand out to them. Like, people are buying you. They're not necessarily always buying the product. They're buying into you. So just make sure your posts are super personal, and then dig through your friends list and make sure that you're interacting with people you don't normally see on your timeline.
That's so good.
Okay, so for you, I actually was going to ask you about your posting. So I can't help but notice you post so much and you're so consistent. You post literally like 5-6 times a day on Facebook and on Instagram. So I want to know how you keep up with that. Do you use Buffer? Like, how do you go about posting and coming up with all these posts?
Okay, for one, I think it's definitely something that, like, you just, like, make a habit, because, like, to me, like, I don't even feel like I post enough. So I think it's one of those things where, like, like, when I was working full-time, I was still, like, posting the same amount I do now. It's just I had to be more, like, diligent with my time. So, like, when I was working full-time, because, I'm sure a lot of people on here do work, I would post every time I would go to the bathroom. Like, I would post, like, on my breaks, and I would just, like, make certain times that, like, I knew I had to post. It was always up in my mind. And I do post. I normally try to post at least 2 business posts a day, 2 product posts a day, and then 2 other posts, like posts that, like, people interact with, either funny or just, like, one that's, like, I don't even know, just, like, comment below your, like, there was one that was, like, drop, like, okay, there's going to be a word in the comments, and then you comment what the first word is that you think of. And there was, like, 150 comments on it, just because it's, like, fun, and, like, people like stuff like that. And so that also gets people, like, looking at your page, because, once somebody likes or comments on one of your posts, Facebook is going to say, oh, okay, they want to see more of that person's post. So you're going to come up more in their feed and everything. So, does that answer your question about, like, posting often?
Yes.
Okay. And I don't use, like, Buffer or anything, because I don't know. I've seen people post with Buffer, and then, like, you click like, and it tells you that they posted with Buffer. And I feel like that's just so, like, I don't know. I don't want people to, like, think that I'm just, like, going through the motions, or that's, like, something that, like, I have to do. I want people to know that it's something that, like, I'm doing because I want to, because I'm just excited about the business. I'm excited about the products. So.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay. Awesome answer.
Okay. So, this is one of the posts this is one of the questions that one of my girls had. She said, what are some of the top qualities you look for in potential distributors?
I kind of go through my friends list first before, if you're just starting, you'll probably go through your friends list first. So I'll cover that first. Basically, I'll just go through, and I'll kind of, I have a lot of friends that are young moms, like moms that are anywhere between, like, 19 and, like, 25. I have a lot of those on my page. So I always make it a point to reach out to them, and I'm not a mom, I'm a cat mom, so it's, like, kind of the same thing. Not really, but, like, I feel like moms can be really good at this, and moms need this. So moms are one thing that I really like to reach out to. When I first started this business, I would sign anyone and everyone. I was like, join my team, I need to go to Ruby, blah, blah, blah. But now, like, I'm starting to realize that once you kind of get higher up there, like, if you just sign someone up just to sign them up, and they don't work, you signing them up was pointless. So now I'm kind of a little bit more pickier about the people that I sign up. I mean, obviously if somebody comes to me and says they want to sign up, I'm not going to like tell them no. But when I'm picking out people that I really want to join my team, I let them know that I've picked them out specifically. And I make sure I don't say the same thing to every single person, because I mean, I don't know who's really mutual friends, and they'll be like, oh, you got this message from Kori. I just got the same thing yesterday. So I'll kind of like say something that I like about them. I'll say, hey girl, your personality really shines through on your profile. Like, you are so adorable. You are so good at makeup. I feel like you would be so good at what I do. Do you think that you might be interested? And honestly, 9 times out of 10, they're like, I mean, maybe. I've never really thought about it, but like, what all do you actually do? So I do a lot of moms. I scroll through and I find girls who are, for lack of a better word, cute. I feel like that they would be really, people who post a lot, people who already post a lot, definitely would go for them, because they're already on their phones constantly, so why not get paid for it? And people who are really good at editing their pictures, just kind of stuff like that. I don't really like to go for people that are always super negative on their Facebook page, because they're not going to change. So somebody who's constantly posting negative stuff, or kind of talking crap about other people, I don't really go for them as a distributor. I might for a customer, but I wouldn't really target them as a distributor. So
see that, like, I always tell my team to like write down like 5 qualities that they want in like a dream distributor. Like, say for example, like positive, hardworking, those kinds of things. And I also have them like kind of use it as like a self-reflection. And, you know, like the things that you want in your team, you also need to make sure that you're the same things, you know? So if I want somebody that's on my team that's super hardworking and motivated, I have to be the same way, you know? So no, that's really good though.
I feel like people just said I love that in the chat. Okay, cool. Okay, so I wrote down, one of the girls on my team asked this, how do you keep up with everything? Like, do you have, since you don't work, do you have like a set schedule that you'll like message people for this time, you will follow up with your team for this time, you will follow up with these people, or how do you go about your day? Do you have a set things that you do, like a 6 list or something like that?
Okay, so like I've tried like 6 lists, and I've tried about everything, because believe it or not, I was way more organized when I was working, and I was super busy, and I was already used to like fitting things in my schedule. And then I quit my job, and it's like I'm way less organized. But what I do is like I start from when I wake up, I start just messaging 10 people an hour. And I feel like that's just so much easier for me personally than sitting down and having like power hours, or making a list of all the things I need to do for the day. I just start my morning. I just wake up, message 10 people, and then do that once every hour. And then once I like get up and like get going, I'll do some like personal development, which you can like fit into whatever your schedule is. You know, maybe it has to be after work, or wake up 30 minutes before and do it before work. But personal development really like just gets you focused and gets you in a good mood for the day. And then like after I'm done with my personal development, I will respond to all my messages from the day before. And I feel like it's just super important to just like stay on top of your messages, but to also make sure that new ones are always coming in. And so like if I say like my inbox is dry, then I will literally sit down. I don't even care what I'm doing. I will just message as many people as I can. Either it'll be like 10 people, or if I have time, I'll sit there for 10 minutes and send out as many as I can. And so I think it's just one of those things where it's like, I've just learned not to overthink it, and just to be very like in the moment, or like act on what I need to get done, you know, and try not to overcomplicate the fact that like we work from our phones, you know, we work from social media. So it's like, I used to always try to be like super organized and have like a list of things that I needed to do. But I think the main thing is just doing what makes you makes you get results, and that's posting and messaging and following up. And so I'll just make sure to be doing that throughout the day, and like every morning kind of just like give myself a goal, like I'm going to enroll 1 distributor today, or I'm going to enroll 2 customers today, or whatever it is, and just, you know, every day just make a new goal and just start completely fresh. You know, don't worry about what you didn't get done yesterday, or don't worry about like what you feel like, what makes you feel pressure. You know, just take it super easy and just, you know, start fresh every day, I think is what helps me.
Cool. Awesome.
I don't know if that answers the question.
Yes, girl.
Okay. So, how do you seal the deal with your customers and distributors, your potentials?
So, I feel like I go about messaging a little different than I was taught. When I first signed up, my upline sent me a message to send out, and she was like, send this out to 100 people, blah, blah, blah. And it was just kind of like, hey, girl, I'm looking to update my portfolio of before and after pictures. I have this many spots. All you have to do is blah, 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 blah. And I ended up sending like a huge paragraph to so many people, and nobody literally ever replied. So I decided that I was going to do what I thought would work best, and it actually did. So I just kind of thought, like, what message would I personally reply to? I wouldn't reply to like a big paragraph, because I would think that they were sending that to everyone. So like, why do I need to reply? I'm sure other people are replying. So what I started doing is just keeping it so simple. Like, my favorite little thing is KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Or the nice way is keep it super simple. But I like the first way.
Me too.
So when I message someone, I don't say anything about like what they'll have to do or what the product is or anything like that. My initial message to someone is, like, I have a couple different ones that I like switch out, but one of them will be like, hey girl, I was just scrolling down my news feed and I came across your selfie. You're so gorgeous. Like, do you think you would be down to be a product model for me? And that's literally all I say. Like, I don't even say anything about like what the product is or anything like that, because that makes them ask a question, versus if I just message them and I was just like, hey girl, will you be a product tester for me? Literally all you have to do is try out 1 product a month for 3 months. We have a lot of different products. They're all health and wellness. You can pick out any one, or you can switch it up. At that point, they're lost and they're like, no, I'm good, I'll pass. But versus if you just keep it super simple and be like, hey, would you be interested in doing this? They might. So they might reply to you and be like, yeah, like, what is it? Most of the time, that's what people say. They usually reply and they're like, yeah, like what am I going to be product testing? And then that's when I'll say, okay, like all I have is mostly health and wellness products, but we have something for everyone. And then I send them a list of numbers. It's like 1 through 9, I think. And I'm like, hey, pick out a number that sounds like something you need, and I'll match you up with a couple products, and then you can let me know if you're interested in testing them out. And then they usually reply back with numbers, and then I tell them like what products they have, and then they're like, okay, cool. Like, and I'll send them, if it's like hair, skin, and nails, and they pick that number, I'll send them a before and after picture, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, you are seriously gonna love these. Like, look how much this girl's hair grew. Like, this is my best friend, Caitlin, or whatever. And then they'll be like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. And they'll be like, what do I have to do to be a product tester? Because I tell them, I'm like, okay, so normally it's $55, but since you're going to be a product tester, it's only $33. And so then they ask, they're like, oh, well, what do I have to do to be a product tester? And then, like I said, I just keep it so simple, and I don't keep it scripted. Like, I just talk like I would talk to somebody. I say dude a lot. I say like, are you down? Like, I'm totally myself with them. I'm not like, well, first of all, like, I just am straight up with them. I'm like, literally all you have to do is try it out for 3 months and then like give me your results. Are you down for that? And most of the time they're like, yeah, totally. Here's my credit card. So
That's awesome.
Message.
No, I love that. And I'm always saying the exact same thing. Just keep it so simple. Because people do not like a lot of information. I'm one of those people. So say they tell you they're interested and then they don't order right away. Then what do you do from there?
So what I do is I am OCD, so I have a little calendar. I'll open it up. Basically, if anybody, I'll message a bunch of people. If somebody replies to me, then I will immediately write their name down on that day. So I know that, because this is my calendar. I'll have, people's names on each day. So if they replied to me on that day, I'll write their name down. So that way, even if, I forget we talked, on Wednesday, when I go to write somebody else's name down, I'll see that, oh, I talked to Carly yesterday and she, never got back to me. So the next day, I don't want to bother her again. So I will, write her name in my calendar in a couple more days. So that way when I get to that day, I'll remember to follow back up with her. And usually when I'm following back up with people who said that they would order, but they just stopped replying after I was like, okay, I'm ready for your info or something like that. I'll just remind them why they wanted it. I won't be like, hey girl, I'm getting my orders in. Are you ready to order? I'll be like, hey dude, I am so ready to see your results from the hair, skin, and nails. I know your hair is going to grow so long, so fast. Were you wanting to get started today? And so you're kind of making it about them. So they remember why they were excited about the product in the first place versus you just trying to get an order.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yay. Okay. Okay, so one thing that my girls always ask me, and I feel like I tell them the same thing every single time, so I'm wanting to hear it from somebody else, is they always ask me, how do you get distributors / seal the deal with distributors?
That is a question that I get a lot too. How do you get distributors? Okay. Part of it, you guys, is your mindset. Last month, I signed 13 distributors, and not a single one of them I knew were going to join until they did. And it was because every morning I woke up and I told myself, I'm going to sign a distributor today. It's just going to happen. I'm going to enroll a distributor today. And then all day, I would just kind of talk to people. I would follow up with my potential distributors, but like I said, none of them were even people that I knew were going to join. And so something that I think has helped me a lot is doing Facebook Lives. Just getting on there, being excited. I mean, if you do a Facebook Live, you have to be excited, but you can just be yourself, and just talk about all these people that are earning $10,000 bonuses. If you're on Kori's team, she earned a $10,000 bonus, and that's something that you can tell everybody about, because that's something that you can do too, or you can help other people do. And just, you don't have to and part of it is if you're thinking about enrolling distributors, it's totally different than thinking about changing lives. And so, when you kind of have that mindset of, how many lives can I change this month? You're going to have a totally different outcome because you're going to be worried, same thing that Kori was talking about with customers, is you're making it about them. Because with this business, and especially after you go diamond, Kori can tell you too, it's just not about you anymore. It's about helping other people be successful, and that's how you're going to be successful as well. So there's not a special trick to enrolling distributors. It's really just your mindset and your Facebook Lives, your business posts. I am on my phone every single day making a post about how I used to feel this way and now I feel this way. I used to be broke and now I can pay all my bills. People relate to that kind of stuff. So hopefully.
Awesome. I'm so glad we did this. It makes me so happy that all my are on here learning things.
Me too. We kind of ran out of time, but I feel like we got some good stuff. Does anybody have any questions or anything for either of us? before it cuts us off. It says we have like 2 minutes. And you can unmute yourself, like if you have a question.
I'm just like swiping and seeing who got on.
Yeah, we have a lot of people on here. And I recorded it too, so I'll put it on my YouTube, but I'll also like send you the link.
Awesome. Okay, well, I want to say thank you to not only my team, but your team as well. Thank y'all for taking the time out of y'all's day to get on this Zoom. It really does mean a lot to us, and it really shows that you care about your business if you take the time to get on these Zooms. Because let me just tell you, I have so many people on my team. I have like 70 plus people on my team, and I invited all of them to this Zoom, and there's probably about 6 or 7 girls on here. So that just goes to show that you really care about your business, and I am so glad that each and every single one of y'all is on my team. So thank y'all so much for hopping on. It really made me happy.
Yes. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and stop this. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.